At this moment, the news and social media in South Africa, and some countries around the world, are featuring issues surrounding Shepherd Bushiri very prominently. The whole situation started gradually, but took a severe turn on Friday the 1st of February 2019, when Shepherd Bushiri and his wife, Mary Bushiri, were arrested in Rustenburg and have been placed under security custody to appear before the Pretoria Special Commercial Crimes Court on Monday the 4th of February 2019 on charges of alleged fraud and money laundering. One thing which stands out so clearly is that Shepherd Bushiri is very popular and at the same time very controversial. The popularity emanates from the many people, mostly his followers, who are completely obsessed by him in every way. On the other hand, there are equally many people out there who are actually calling for his head. In between these two great divide are those who do not really care about whatever goes on with him. Based on the information being shared about him, as well as the comments being made in connection with his arrest, it is very clear that there are some questions to which people are not finding answers, but meanwhile, some answers are in the possession of some people who have not been able to relay them to those in need of the answers. In this video, some critical questions related to various aspects of the Bushiri case are going to be asked, and as a viewer, you are requested to respond to them based on the information you have or your own logical opinions. In actual fact, some of the questions are expected to be rhetorical in nature, and so they will leave you with some food for thought. Please do well to avoid inappropriate words or insulting terms, and keep your emotions on check. Please note, however, that this channel has not, and will not take sides in any matter of this nature. The responsibility here is just to report and interact. The position of this channel is neutral, and so do well not be get offended, or too amused. There is a video, with the link in the description box below, titled, "So who is Shepherd Bushiri?" You are advised or recommended to watch that video before this one, because that video is very relevant to this video. Also, you may pause this video at any instant that you wish to make a comment, and then resume. Meanwhile, if you have not subscribed to this channel already, please consider doing so now. Thank you. Consideration number 1. Shepherd Bushiri is known to be the founder and leader of the Enlightened Christian Gathering Church, with the headquarters in Johannesburg, South Africa. But we also know that he comes from Malawi. In South Africa, his interests are known to be two: leading the church he founded, and his involvement in investments for financial gains to support his family. Question number 1. Which of the two is the primary aim of Shepherd Bushiri in South Africa? Leading a church he founded, or his investments for financial gains to support his family? There is a decent saying that charity begins at home. Also, Jesus Christ said that a prophet is never without honor, except in his country and at his own house. Matthew chapter 13 verse 57. And they were offended in him. But Jesus said unto them, A prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house. Mark chapter 6 verse 4. But Jesus said unto them, A prophet is not without honor, but in his own country, and among his own kin, and in his own house. John chapter 4 verse 44. For Jesus himself testified, that a prophet hath no honor in his own country. Question number 2. Why didn't Shepherd Bushiri start his church in Malawi, with the headquarters there, but instead chose to travel to South Africa, across some 4 countries, leaving his own country of Malawi behind, and located himself in Sandton, Johannesburg, which is the financial hub of the whole of Africa? Is it because a prophet is not honored in his own country, and so Shepherd Bushiri is not honored in Malawi, and that is why he had to travel to South Africa? What about the other 4 nearby countries of Zambia, Mozambique, Zimbabwe and Botswana. Consideration number 2. SANCO represents South African National Civic Organization. They seem to find a lot of things wrong with Shepherd Bushiri and his church, and they even demanded that Bushiri be deported and his church shut down. Question number 3. Is SANCO the only civic organization in South Africa which finds a lot of things wrong with Bushiri and his church? Do they have some hidden or parochial agenda for doing what they do to Bushiri and his church? Is it part of their function or responsibility to do what they do? Why can't they leave Bushiri and his church alone? Consideration number 3. When Shepherd Bushiri and his church were cleared by the Commission for the Promotion and Protection of the Rights of Cultural, Religious and Linguistic Communities, SANCO members expressed their disappointment. Question number 4. What were the SANCO members expecting? For Bushiri to be deported and his church shut down? Could the Commission have really done that? And if so, what would have been the reaction of the followers of Bushiri and members of his church? Consideration number 4. On the same day that the Commission cleared Shepherd Bushiri and his church, the Hawks arrested Bushiri and his wife on charges of alleged fraud and money laundering in connection with a 2015 case. Question number 5. Was the Hawks going to arrest Bushiri and his wife if the Commission had found him wanting? Why did the Hawks remain dormant over a case for 4 years, only to resuscitate it now? How long does it take a high-level investigative body like the Hawks to deal with two people like Shepherd Bushiri and Mary Bushiri? 4 years? Is there any connection between SANCO's attacks and the Hawks' arrests? What is really going on here? Consideration number 5. When the arrests of Bushiri and his wife were reported, it was also reported that his cars were also seized. However, the Hawks spokesperson, Hangwani Malodzi, denied any knowledge of the seizures. Question number 6. Can anyone confirm, or otherwise, whether the cars or any properties of the Bushiris were seized? Or was there any looting of some sort at the Bushiris' premises? Consideration number 6. In South Africa, there are many churches, with their founders coming from other African countries, just like Shepherd Bushiri, and they have made South Africa the headquarters of their respective churches. Question number 7. Why do so-called men of God migrate to South Africa and make South Africa the headquarters of their respective churches? What about their home countries where they come from? And why South Africa in particular? Question number 8. Apart from Shepherd Bushiri, are there some men of God and their respective churches being treated like the way SANCO and the Hawks are treating the Bushiris and the ECG? What is really going on here? Please spill the beans right now. Consideration number 7. When the court issue is completed, there will just be one of two verdicts: guilty or not guilty. Question number 9. If the Bushiris are found not guilty, how will they and their followers take it? How will their enemies take it? Appeal. If the Bushiris are found guilty, how will they and their followers take it? How will their enemies take it? Ensure that they are deported from South Africa. In conclusion, it must not be forgotten that the truth shall always prevail. The truth has always prevailed, and there is no doubt that as long as the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, the hidden truth shall always prevail. Matthew chapter 10 verse 26. Fear them not therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. In all these, please make the interest of South Africa your priority, and put South Africa first. Do well to eradicate your emotions to the background. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share and subscribe.